Hello there, great person. Welcome back to another reaction to a science video. And today we are gonna watch another video made by melodysheep. And I just discovered that they also did the Carl Sagan songs, which I love them. I really do love them. One of them is one of my favorite songs actually. So yeah, they're great. I didn't know that. So this one is gonna be the secret history of the moon. As always, I will watch it. I will pause in between because I'm just gonna tell you my thoughts directly because otherwise I will just forget what I thought, which is unfortunate, so I will not do that. So I'm a physicist, quantum physicist, so I don't really know a lot about astrophysics, save for the lectures I had in my bachelor's time. So let's just get to see what's going on and perhaps we'll learn something, got a new background like the TARDIS, so I don't know. Let's have some fun. Let's see what Melody Sheep has got for us today. Get into this. Oh yes, the moon. That's a
As
very
primeval man watched the moon in the night sky, it became to him an object of curiosity. In legend, he tells the story of an old man who, while digging, discovered a small shiny object.
That's cool.
As he held it in his hands, it grew and grew, and finally escaped into the sky to become a moon.
That's so
This is
cool.
the moon that saw life begin on Earth millions of years ago.
I'm just gonna pause it there for a short moment because we will find out the secret. Let's see what it is. But I actually quite like the story. Stories like these, from a science perspective, I love them. I love stories like that. I love creation myths. I love stories like this because it's not like the stuff that happened really happened, if you know what I mean. But it's most of these I see as telling us how we develop consciousness, like this perspective from humanity as a developed consciousness. These stories are the first things we did because stories and pictured stories are one of the first things we ever did to um, tell other people about things, like important things, like ideas. And that's why I really love these stories. And this story as well, it's like, yeah, he just found it and became bigger and bigger. Yeah, what does it mean? I mean, I'm not someone who's qualified to say what it means, but for me, it means, it's like one day we realized there is something up there, something in the sky. It's strange. We don't know what it is, and it grew and grew and grew, meaning that it got more and more important in our minds. And then we figured out it had some meanings, like, I don't know, one day we found out it has quite heavy influences on the tides, in addition to the sun, of course. And yeah, I love stories like this. I really do. And whoever narrated it, I'm unfortunately unsure who it was. I think the voice is something I heard that voice before. I'm pretty sure it might be Carl Sagan. I don't know, but it's perhaps just because I just listened to the Carl Sagan song, and so yeah, wow, I like stories like these. I'm so in love with stories like these and creation myths as well because so much to learn there. And that's my 2 cents on that. And let's see what the secret of the moon is. The moon's an egg. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, because there's no air movement. Probably came from a planet that crashed into ours. Yeah. This is such a great video already. And all those craters, they're so old because they don't wash away by, I don't know, storms. And moon rock is, I think, one of the most valuable materials on the planet.
Stones from across the night.
Wow, great line.
By making ourselves very small, perhaps we will see what these rocks have seen, and remember back those billions of years.
Over decades now,
Genius.
geochemists have been measuring lunar samples and Earth samples and found that the chemical signatures of the two are identical.
I'm sorry I paused it here and interrupted it kind of, but I've seen one of those. These boxes where you have to put the hands in the glass to interact with the moonstone. I've not seen someone do it, but I've seen a moonstone in a box, and you know, someone could have gone there. And they do it because it's so valuable, the material, that even the dust of it cannot escape, and that's why they have these boxes. You can only handle it with gloves. That's so great. And what it says, well, it's so ancient, I love it.
Identical in a very special way, and that the elemental isotopes of the two bodies are identical.
Yeah, because crashed into the Earth, the proto-Earth, the one before Earth and Moon. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that as well. Great thing they did here. It's exactly that. Which hypothesis they a bit wrongly said theory. No, it's hypothesis. So what hypothesis is the one we say is correct? Yeah, the one that's most likely and that works best. Again, that's how science works. It's not like there's the one truth you find. You find things that describe things better and better and better. And they did a great job at depicting that here. And yeah, the theory that the hypothesis that reigns supreme here is for decades is obviously the one that fits best with the data. So we assume that's the case. It's always like that. I love that. Such great stuff. Just seeing what works best, and you get so far in many cases. And adaptation, you can adapt a lot then. Yeah, there they are. I hope the music's not copyrighted. Yeah, full of dust and stone and rock. By the way, and I'm interrupting again, we did that, student of mine did that, I think, a year ago. He yesterday gave me his master's thesis, by the way. Good job finishing it, and great thesis, I think. But yeah, he made this, you know, the sheet model, the rubber sheet where you get the planets when you take a big ball and you put it on the sheet and it curves the rubber sheet. I mean, it's a good analogy for space. It's not the best one. It has its problems, but he used that together with many marbles to show this. So you take, I don't know, 20 marbles on this end, 20 marbles on this end, and you have the circle with the rubber, and you push them all in, and they are all rolling around, and they are crashing into each other. And in the end, everything circles the same way because of the dominant angular momentum will be the end result. Everyone will turn the same way, and you can actually do that pretty easily in trials. And it's such cool stuff. And we will probably do that with students. High school students, whatever, because it's really cool and you can really easily see it. And yeah, that's by the way. So this is really cool. So these 20 protoplanets or more, don't know how many there are. Perhaps there were more. I don't know. They probably know best here. But yeah, it's so cool, and it's also not all of them were on the same way. So some were clockwise, some were counterclockwise, so to speak, looked from above. in their paths, and that also in the end they all rotate the same way because that's the dominant way of momentum, angular momentum. Yeah, such nice graphics. The bigger it is, the more it tracks, and yeah. Yeah, Thea, yeah, that's what it was called. I did not remember that. Yeah, that is so terrifying. Ooh, oh god, this is so horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine that. I wonder if you can model this with something haptical, I don't know. Yeah. That's so badass. That's so badass. I love that. That is so cool. Absolutely marvelous.
The theory can explain so many things about the moon, but it has a huge flaw. It predicts that the moon is mostly made from the Mars-sized planet, that the Earth and the moon are made from different materials. But that's not what we see. The Earth and the moon are actually like identical twins. The genetic code of planets is written in the isotopes of the elements. The Earth and moon have identical isotopes. That means that the Earth and moon are made from the same materials.
How did that work? That's interesting. I don't know this, so I'm gonna learn something hopefully. Let's see what ideas they have, if they work better. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know. I would have to see their paper too. Yeah. I don't know if this works, but it'll probably work. Otherwise, it's not published, and if it's not published, if it would not have been published, they would not have been able to tell us here. And it would also explain, even though it's not the best argument, why the moon is slowly moving away. It's still got the momentum from the, yeah, that. Interesting. I don't know. I didn't know about this. That is very. I would like to read the paper on this because yeah, I could come up with some complications. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what would it be? Even I think.
What do you do
Yeah.
when faced with the unknown?
Yeah.
Question everything.
Yes. Yes. That as well. So, and it has been. I think it has happened. If I'm generous, twice I know of very bad, greatly. Though there are of course many instances, but two stick out for me here, where you have to throw everything out of the window. And I think even, yeah, only one of them is really fair to the people of the time. So the one that's fair is quantum theory. That one is just you start with everything new. Because yeah, I've talked about this a lot. So you start with anything new. Einstein's theory of relativity. You could argue that the mathematics were there and stuff like that, so it was a more gradual, gradual transformation, though it was still genius and changed a lot of perspectives. And Isaac Newton's understanding of gravity, that there is gravity, that masses attract each other. That also, I would say, even though that's as well, I think, and I think I'm pretty sure I'm right. I remember this correctly, that in very old times, like Greek, I mean, it's obviously always Greek, though the Chinese were quite clever. Arabian scientists were also quite clever back in the day. I think in those times, they were probably they knew that there was something there, but they didn't know like it was the mass of the Earth. You know that's new. That's from Newton, as far as I know, or one of his aides, because it's quite likely that Newton did not a lot of his work on his own. He had farmhands and stuff like that, and they built his experiments and conducted them, and he was just the one that brought them into the world. Although of course he was thinking about them and stuff. Yeah, don't get me wrong. So I mean, he did a great job collecting it and thinking and stuff. But he had a lot of help, by the way. So yeah, from unknown people, unknown to history. But he was the first that really said, yeah, it's the masses that attract, as far as I know. And before that, it is often something that I hear pretty often is like, yeah, why do things fall to the ground? It's because they belong there. That's their natural place. This kind of natural place. And it's right. If you say the natural place is the place where the energy is like, it's energetically the best position or place in time and space, yeah, it's correct. But, it's the first things people grasp about this. But yeah, it's quite good. It's really interesting. So, and here as well. So if nothing fits anymore and every theory is having problems that are so big that you can't solve them anymore, in the theory you have to come up with something new, and let's see what they do or did. Perhaps both things combined. Synestia hypothesis.
We're making the mistake of thinking that a planet was always going to look like a planet. The giant impact was making something completely new.
I see. Wow.
The energy from the impact vaporizes the surface, the water, the atmosphere, and mixes all of the gases together in just a few hours. The Earth would have been like Jupiter. There's nothing to stand on. A synestia gives us a new way to solve the problem of the origin of the moon.
How much energy would you need? That's so
Grew
much.
from magma rain that condensed out of the rock vapor. The moon could have orbited inside the synestia for years, hidden from view, revealed by the synestia cooling and shrinking inside of its orbit.
Wow, that's so cool. Imagine if we could see that in another solar system or another star system. That would be so cool. By the way, I once read a paper by a student, and they calculated, would a Taurus planet, would that be stable? And yes, it would be stable, but it would be it would not be stable. It would be possible, but little change would already make it collapse into a sphere again. So, by the way, but yeah, this is a marvelous idea. I really like this. It's very cool. But I wonder how much energy would you need? Does that fit? Is that feasible? Is that a good
Synestia
hypothesis?
turns into Earth only after cooling for hundreds of years longer. The moon's special connection to Earth is because the moon formed inside the Earth when Earth was a synestia.
Wow, that's interesting. I would like to read that paper as well. That's so good.
Synestias have been created throughout the universe. We only just realize that by finding them in our imagination.
But did you find them? Yeah, so you didn't find them. Then you didn't find them, so you can't say this. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure she knows what she's talking about. She's an expert, a real expert, and one of those ghost hunting idiots. So
What
yeah.
else am I missing?
Dark side of the moon.
What is
Oh,
hidden from my view by my own assumptions?
yeah, can be quite a lot. Can be quite a lot. How though? Where does this conclusion come from? Then the atmosphere would have been sucked away by the earth again, and the water as well. I am not so sure about this one. Hope they give some evidence. Oh, okay. Good. I mean, fine. I'm fine with that. That explains some things. Okay, so I see not that much, but it could have been there. Interesting. This is interesting. To talk to my colleague who's an astronomer. That's cool, yeah. I'd have to ask him. But yeah, now you're just yeah. What if? What if? What if? I like this though. Never be afraid to say what if. But doesn't. I think it has none. I might be wrong. I mean, it is in part tides. Yeah, that's my point. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Do we though? Ah, I see. It's so big. It's like in space, not in time. Yeah. Too costly though, unfortunately. Too costly. There's nothing we know there. Yeah. That was great. So I did not know about these synthesis. I'm sorry, synthesis. You know what theory? That's cool. You know, it's like though it was not the way. Technically, it was not exactly the way they said it. Like, it's not like you have to throw out all the theories. You just took both and combined them. You know, that's. I mean, no, you didn't. I mean, yeah, you did, kind of. The nuclear explosion thing did not happen, but stuff was thrown into space, disintegrated Earth, and 2 points of Mars were just stable. Yeah, it's interesting. Quite interesting stuff. So I learned something new today. I did not know about this theory. I might look it up. I hope I find the paper. Quite cool. So imagine you are, that's why I love doing research as well, because you find new things. You can find marvelous new things, and you're creative, and scientists are very, very, very creative. You can find a lot of great stuff from thinking hard and into, yeah. If you think about new stuff, and yeah, that was great. I liked it. So let me know in the comments how you liked it, and if you like this, consider liking, subscribing. I do these every Wednesday. I try at least. And yeah, if you want to ask me something about this or anything else, post it in the comments as well. I'm just gonna answer it. I mean, I try to answer every comment. Some have been gone. I don't know where they went. If your comment disappears, just write it in you. No problem. And hope you have a very great day, and take care of yourself. Bye.